Your group chat just dropped the Cabo trip link. Split is $1,200 per person. You check your account, you've got the money, but something stops you from clicking yes. Everyone's already talking flights and dinner reservations. You type, "Let me check my schedule," knowing you'll never commit. They'll think you're being cheap. You'll feel guilty all week. But here's what nobody's saying. 3 of those 5 friends are putting this trip on credit cards they can't pay off, and you're the only one who knows it. My name is Alex, and I spend way too much time thinking about why smart people stay broke while pretending to be rich on Instagram every single weekend. If you're someone who feels constant pressure to keep up with friends who seem to have it all figured out financially, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. And give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out, because what I'm about to show you is going to change how you see money forever, starting today. Here's the thing. Your group chat is accidentally bankrupting you, and they don't even know they're doing it. It's not malicious, it's just how modern social pressure works now. A study from the Federal Reserve in 2024 found that 63% of millennials admitted making purchases they couldn't afford just to maintain their social image with friends. 63%. That's not a small group of irresponsible people. That's the majority of an entire generation choosing social acceptance over financial security. Let me say that again differently. 2 out of every 3 people your age are literally paying money they don't have for experiences they can't afford to avoid feeling left out or judged. Look, I'm not here to tell you that experiences don't matter or that you should never spend money on fun. That's not what this is about at all. But we need to talk about what's really happening when your friends call you cheap for skipping the $100 brunch or the spontaneous concert that costs $300 after fees. They're not actually mad that you're not there. They're uncomfortable that you're making a different choice, because your different choice makes them question their own spending. That's psychology, not friendship. Here's what most people don't realize about these small social decisions. They're not small. They compound in ways that absolutely destroy your financial future over time. Let's do some actual math here. Say you go out twice a week with friends. Each outing averages $80 between drinks, food, Ubers, whatever. That's realistic, right? That's $640 per month. Over 1 year, that's $7,680. Over 5 years, that's $38,400 gone. Now, you might be thinking, "Alex, but I'm living my life. You can't put a price on memories." And you're right. But let me show you something interesting. If you took just half of that spending, $3,800 per year, and put it into index funds averaging 8% returns over those 5 years instead, you'd have $22,928. Not from working harder, not from some crypto scheme, just from redirecting half your social spending into actual wealth building. But here's where it gets really interesting. That's just the money. We haven't even talked about the mental cost of keeping up appearances while secretly stressing about your bank account. The American Psychological Association found in 2023 that financial stress from social spending is now the #2 cause of anxiety in people ages 25 to 35. Second place, right behind job security. Your friend group's expectations are literally giving you clinical anxiety, and everyone's too embarrassed to admit it out loud to each other. So you all keep pretending you're fine, keep swiping the card, keep saying yes to plans you can't afford, and keep wondering why you can't get ahead financially. Now look, everything I just said about saving is important, but in 2026, just saving money isn't enough anymore. That's old advice. Things have fundamentally changed economically. Building wealth now isn't about stacking cash in a savings account or even just investing consistently. It's about multiplying your effort through leverage. Let me explain what I mean. The people actually winning financially right now aren't working harder than you. They're not even necessarily saving more than you. They're using systems that multiply what they already do. There are 5 types of leverage that separate broke people from free people in 25 and beyond: skills, automation, platforms, partnerships, and ownership. Let's break each one down quick. Skills that scale. You learn video editing once, you can edit infinite videos. You learn copywriting, you can write infinite sales pages. The effort doesn't multiply, the output does. Automation that works while you sleep. Email sequences, digital products, automated investing, systems you build once that generate value 24/7 without your constant attention keeping them going. Platforms that distribute to millions. YouTube, TikTok, Substack, Gumroad. You create once, the platform amplifies it to audiences you could never reach manually. That's leverage nobody had 10 years ago. Partnerships that multiply opportunities. Collaborations, affiliate deals, joint ventures. You combine your audience with someone else's, and suddenly you're both reaching twice as many people with half the work. That's leverage. Ownership that compounds value. Equity, intellectual property, assets that appreciate whether you're actively working on them or not. That's how wealth actually builds long term. Here's what nobody tells you. Your friends spending every weekend at rooftop bars aren't building any of these. They're trading time for temporary dopamine, then starting from zero Monday morning. Meanwhile, the person who stayed home and spent 3 hours building an online course or learning 3D design or setting up automated investment systems just created leverage that lasts. One night out equals $80 gone forever. One night building leverage equals an asset that could generate $80 per month for years. The math isn't even close here. This is where the whole concept of quiet wealth moves comes in, and why it's so psychologically hard for most people to actually execute on this consistently over time. A quiet wealth move is any financial decision that prioritizes your future freedom over your current social status. It's invisible to others. It feels like you're missing out. Skipping the destination bachelor party to max out your Roth IRA? Quiet wealth move. Driving your paid-off car while friends lease new ones? Quiet wealth move, every single time. Working on a side project Saturday night instead of club hopping? Quiet wealth move. Not posting your vacation because you're not taking expensive vacations yet? Quiet wealth move, absolutely. Now you might be thinking, this sounds miserable. You're telling me to sacrifice my 20s and 30s so I can be rich when I'm old. No, that's not it. I'm telling you to sacrifice looking rich now so you can be actually free in 2 to 3 years, not decades, years. That's the timeline we're working with. Because here's the psychological shift that changes everything. Wealth isn't about having money to spend. Wealth is about having the option to spend without it mattering to you. Your friends who look rich, they're not free. They're trapped in a cycle of earning to spend, spending to impress, impressing to feel validated, then starting over every month. The person making quiet wealth moves, they're building optionality. The option to quit a job they hate. The option to take 6 months off. The option to say no. That's freedom. And it's worth way more than appearing successful at brunch while secretly having $400 in your checking account and $17,000 in credit card debt. A 2024 study from Bankrate found that 48% of Americans who appear financially successful to their peers have less than $1,000 in emergency savings total. Less than $1,000. These are people posting vacation photos, wearing designer clothes, driving nice cars, and they're one unexpected expense away from complete financial disaster happening overnight. So why does the title say, "Until 2026 turns you into the only one who's free"? Because we're already seeing this play out right now. The economy has shifted. Remote work normalized, AI tools democratized skills that used to require expensive degrees or years of training. Distribution became free through social platforms available to everyone. For the first time in history, someone with $0 can learn a high-income skill for free on YouTube, build leverage with free tools, and reach millions with free distribution. But most people are still operating on the old model. Trade time for money, spend money to feel successful, then repeat until retirement. That model is breaking. It doesn't work anymore. The people making quiet wealth moves right now in 2025, learning leverage, building systems, prioritizing ownership, they're positioning themselves for a fundamentally different life by end of 2026.
Not because they'll suddenly be millionaires, but because they'll have options their friends don't have. They'll have skills that generate income. They'll have systems that work without them.
They'll have investments that compound. They'll have audiences that trust them. They'll have leverage that multiplies effort. And most importantly, they'll have freedom from social pressure and expectations. While their friends are still trying to keep up appearances, they'll be building actual wealth quietly. And the gap between those two groups is going to become painfully obvious. Now look, I know what some of you are thinking. Alex, I don't want to lose my friends over money. These are real relationships that matter to me. I get it. I'm not saying abandon your friends. I'm saying have honest conversations about financial boundaries and find creative ways to maintain relationships without destroying your financial future. Suggest free alternatives. Host game nights instead of going out. Do potlucks instead of restaurants. Go hiking instead of shopping. Real friends will understand. Fake friends would disappear anyway. And honestly, the friends who get mad at you for making financially responsible decisions were never really your friends. They were just people who liked having you around to validate choices. But Alex, what if I miss out on important life experiences while I'm being cheap and building wealth? This is the question that keeps people trapped forever in this cycle. Here's the truth. You're not missing out on life experiences by skipping overpriced brunches and bottle service. You're missing out on appearing to have life experiences on social media stories. Actual meaningful experiences, deep conversations, real connections, personal growth, those don't require spending hundreds of dollars every weekend. That's just what consumer culture convinced you they require, artificially. The most meaningful moments in my life cost almost nothing. Late-night conversations with close friends, sunrise hikes, learning new skills, building things, none of that required flexing my wallet. Okay, so what do you actually do starting today? I'm going to give you 5 concrete steps that start building leverage immediately, even if you're currently broke. Step 1. Audit your social spending for the last 3 months, not to judge yourself, just to see the real number. Most people underestimate by 50% what they spend. Step 2. Have one honest conversation with your closest friend about financial pressure, just one. Say, I'm trying to build toward financial freedom and I need to cut back. Watch what happens. Either they'll relate and you'll both feel relieved, or they'll push back and you'll learn something important about that relationship. Either way, you win long term. Step 3. Pick one leverage skill to learn in the next 90 days. Copywriting, video editing, coding, graphic design, social media management. One skill. Learn it deeply enough to offer value. Step 4. Build one automated system this month. Set up automatic investing, even if it's just $50 per paycheck. Create one piece of content that can generate value forever. Step 5. Start documenting your journey publicly if you're comfortable. Share what you're learning, what you're building, the quiet wealth moves you're making. This creates accountability and attracts opportunity naturally. These 5 steps cost nothing but time, but they start building the foundation for leverage that will compound over months and years. That's how wealth actually gets built today. Here's what I need you to understand. Your friends aren't bad people for spending money. The system is designed to make them spend. Social media profits from keeping you insecure. But you don't have to play that game anymore. You can opt out. You can make quiet wealth moves. You can prioritize freedom over status and leverage over appearance. And in 12 to 24 months, when you're working remotely from wherever you want, when you're saying no to jobs that drain you, when you're pursuing projects you care about, your friends will stop calling you cheap. They'll start asking how you did it. They'll want what you have, and you'll realize that temporary discomfort was worth it. 2026 is going to separate people who look wealthy from people who are actually free. Which side do you want to be on? Make your choice today. If this video helped shift your perspective on money and social pressure, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling me which quiet wealth move you're making first. I'll see you in the next one, where we're breaking down exactly how to build your first automated income system, even if you're starting from $0. Let's get it.